Welcome to week 8, our last week in the Healthy Habits Challenge. It's easy to get stuck in an eating rut. Eating a variety of foods improves your gut microbiome and overall health. Plus, eating a variety of healthy foods can also help reduce cravings for sugar and processed foods. Honestly, I get a little overwhelmed thinking of the numbers of servings of fruits and veggies I need to have every day, so instead I like to think about it as just eating different colors. For this, a little planning and prep goes a long way. I start in the grocery store, checking my basket to see that I have a variety of colors in my cart, and then I try to prep the produce within a day of bringing them home so that they're easy to incorporate into my meals. Otherwise, I forget about them until I'm cleaning out the fridge and find they're no longer edible. You might try this challenge with something similar to my current goal, which is eating 3 colors a day, and at least one of them being a vegetable. If this feels like too much, I would suggest you aim to eat just 1 vegetable a day. If you're already good at eating vegetables, I challenge you to try a new vegetable this week, or something outside of your usual fare. If there's one you usually avoid, could you find a different way to prepare it? I tried roasting Brussels sprouts and had to choke them down, but found that I don't mind them when they're steamed. In fact, with enough butter and salt, they're growing on me. And they're packed with fiber, which most of us don't get enough of. So I want you to think, how can you eat more colors this week? I've mentioned the benefits of sleep before, but I think it's worth mentioning again. Sleep quality and length is linked to improved energy and more level blood sugars, improved mental health, and decreased risk for illness and disease. If you think your sleeping is a waste of time, consider what time you lose in sleeping the night before is regained by increased productivity the next day because of the increased energy and improved mental focus and function you'll have. Also note that although you look stagnant on the outside, there's a lot going on beneath the surface while you sleep. The brain stores new information and gets rid of toxic waste. Nerve cells communicate and reorganize, which supports healthy brain function. The body repairs cells, restores energy, and releases molecules like hormones and proteins. Sleep affects almost every type of tissue and system in the body, from the brain, heart, and lungs to metabolism, immune function, mood, and disease resistance. Research shows that a chronic lack of sleep or getting poor quality sleep increases the risk of disorders including high blood pressure, cardiovascular disease, diabetes, depression, and obesity. My challenge to improve your sleep may be the tide that lifts all boats in your life. It can improve motivation and give you the energy to move more throughout the day. Plus, if you have adequate sleep, you aren't as likely to reach for unhealthy foods for a quick energy boost. Let's start with basic sleep hygiene. And all of these recommendations are things that you want to do about an hour or so before going to bed. No heavy meals, no caffeine, reduce or remove blue light, dim the lights, basically decrease the amount of overhead lighting in your home. Keep sleep and wake times consistent within 30 minutes. If you sleep in on the weekends, it can create social jet lag and it'll just make you more tired. So if you're extra tired, consider an afternoon nap, like about 20 minutes or so before 3 o'clock in the afternoon, or try some non-sleep deep rest. I really liked Yoga Nidra, and I will put a video to one that I particularly like in the description of this video for you to try. Another tip is to decrease the temperature in your bedroom because the drop in core temperature makes it easier for you to fall asleep. And take magnesium about 30 minutes before bed. So I tried magnesium and it wasn't working for me until I went to a powder form or a liquid form. So it takes a lot of hydrochloric acid in your stomach to break down pills, and if you don't have sufficient acid in your stomach to break it down, then it isn't going to do you any good. So if you've tried magnesium before with no luck, you may consider a liquid or powder form. Also, cleaning up your sleep space can help promote relaxation and a better night's sleep. Now, thinking about when you can't fall asleep, if you've been in bed for about 30 minutes, Research suggests that you want to get out of bed because you don't want your brain to associate the bed with not sleeping. They recommend going to another room with low lighting and either reading or listening to something, but to avoid TV and working until you're tired, and then go back to bed. Because again, we want our brain to associate bed with sleep. To improve the quality or the quantity of sleep that you get, think about just going to bed about 15 minutes earlier than you usually do and waking up 15 minutes later. It might not seem like a lot, but the benefits do compound. Another suggestion is to get ready an hour before you want to go to bed. So all you have to do when it's bedtime is get into bed. Give yourself at least 8 hours of sleep opportunity time in order to get the optimal 7 to 9 hour recommendation. So I want you to think about sleep opportunity time needing to be longer than the actual amount of time that you want to sleep. If you're in bed for 8 hours, that doesn't mean you're sleeping for 8 hours. A good sleep efficiency is around 85%. So if you want to get 7.5 hours of sleep, you'll need to go to bed before 11 o'clock if you're going to wake up at 7. We don't expect our kids to just crash and burn in the bed when it's time for bed. We create a wind down routine for them. What would make us think we need anything different? Think about what could signal wind down time for you. Can you establish a time when you stop working on the things on your to-do list and just wind down? Some suggestions are to take a shower, read a book, whatever helps you relax. Take the time to do that. It's worth it. Again, these are all just suggestions, but if you take one thing this week, I hope you can prioritize your sleep, get a little more rest, and see how you feel differently.